but everyone else is terrified of Darth Vader.
Okay, so speaking of Darth Vader, let's move the focus a little bit. Can we agree the greatest villain of all time?
Oh, definitely.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure that's actually like there's a list somewhere like someone's made, and he is actually number one on it. I'm pretty sure I've heard that.
I mean, the guy is terrifying.
Oh, so terrifying.
I mean, and I bet like the 20-somethings that are listening to the show are like, whatever, dude.
Just a whiny little brat.
He has asthma, bruh. Like they're probably thinking of like the craziest guy to them was like the guy from No Country for Old Men or whatever.
Yeah.
No, guys, you don't know a villain until you can.
Like the first thing he does when you see him is choke a guy out and like throw him into a wall.
Right. Well, and not like he's so big.
Yeah.
Like he's gigantic. And who designed that costume? Because one thing I wanted to ask you about Star Wars is I'm really disappointed in a lot of their outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't get a lot of them. Like they nailed it on the Stormtrooper, Chewbacca, Darth Vader. I don't really like the Emperor. That whole shroud look. I wish he would have been, I don't know, more menacing looking.
He's just like a withered old man.
Yeah, like he doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
And he's the guy.
Yeah, he's in charge of the entire galaxy.
Right.
He's just a
And
guy
he
in a
walks
bathrobe.
slow and, So you have seen the new one.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
See, I mean, maybe I feel ashamed to tell you this. I have not.
Oh no.
I have not. And I'll tell you why. A friend of mine who also has a podcast, Vinny No Filter, you can find him on iTunes, Stitcher. The day the movie came out, he sent out a Facebook post to all of his friends, and he was like, "Hey guys, I don't give a shit about Star Wars. Somebody send me the spoiler, and I'm gonna post it."
Oh no.
And I'm reading it. I'm like, no way. There's no way somebody's gonna do that. Sure as shit. Like 14 minutes later, some guy sent him a text, spoiled it. Vinny took a screenshot and put it up on Facebook. And
Horrible.
I was like, oh.
I know a lot of people that, because of social media, got ruined instantly. There's a picture going around of a guy who put that spoiler on his car and drove around, like on the back of his car, and drove around
for fun.
Yeah, just drove around so people could see it.
He wasn't going to get groceries or going to work.
I think he was just
driving
wasting gas.
around, just pissing people off.
Yep.
That is horseshit. But that also speaks volumes about the weight of. I didn't appreciate Christian Hayden? Or
Hayden Christensen.
Christensen. I really hated that the first time that I watched his performance on Revenge of the Sith. At the time, watching it now, it's really awesome. I didn't like him I didn't like little boy Anakin. That kid can't act.
No.
There's a reason he's never been in a movie ever again. But as soon as Hayden Christensen was introduced in the second one, the second prequel, I was like, this guy can't act either. It's perfect. And then the third one, like, he really did get pissed.
Yeah. That's what everyone who hates on those movies, they're always like, but the third one's pretty good. That's what everyone, the third one, they did pretty good on that one. My really only complaint with him was, like you said earlier, how big Darth Vader is. I always pictured, the guy who was going to be and would be still a big guy. And, that's, I don't know.
Yeah, Ian McGregor.
It's not what I pictured, and that's what I feel like a lot of people's problems with, them not liking those movies is we had however many years to picture what happened in our minds, and then when they didn't show what we had imagined, none of the comics and books had covered any of that until the prequels came out. They kind of all the comics and books are kind of built around the movies. So until you see the movies, you don't really know a whole lot.
Okay.
Because they've even written books that take place after Episode 6 and go on and tell a whole story. But now that they're making these new movies, they basically said that doesn't count anymore. It's a different timeline. So now these new movies are a whole new story. So I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't think it overtook Avatar, but it overtook like everything else.
And this is a movie starring a bunch of actresses and actors that I, to be honest with you, seeing the previews, I have no idea who they are.
The one, Oscar Isaac, he's been in a lot of movies recently, and he is a phenomenal actor. I don't know if you ever saw Inside Llewyn Davis or like Ex Machina.
Nope.
Both of those really good.
Okay.
And he's gonna be in the new X-Men movie too. He's Apocalypse.
The new X-Men movie.
Yeah, numbered. I don't know how many there are now.
Right. Well, they're gonna.
That's
like
another one.
you just said, they're gonna keep going.
If you keep paying for it,
Right. Have you? Speaking of keep going, have you seen the new Batman and
I have not.
Superman?
I have not gotten to see that, and someone already spoiled that for me.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
A, man. What is wrong with the spoilers?
For real. That wasn't even on social media. That was just someone at work just talking. Like, and then he was even like, oh, I probably just spoiled it for you. And I was like, yeah, you did. You just told me everything.
Oh God, man. I'm sorry. Now, since you haven't seen it, are you excited about having Ben Affleck as Batman? Is real quick before you start ripping Ben. I'm assuming you're going to rip Ben because everybody rips Ben. But the other guy, the Superman, isn't he the one that did the last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in that. Yeah,
Okay,
that's the same universe. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm open-minded to Ben Affleck. I'm wary, I guess. But
Sure.
I'll wait to see how he does before I make any judgments.
Okay.
But,
All right. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, Ben Affleck has got one of those careers that is very different.
He's really hit and miss for me. Like there's some movies where I really like him in. Dogma, one of my favorite movies. I love Dogma.
Well, but that was back when he was like 18.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Kevin Smith. That's
I did like him in that newer one he did, Argo.
Okay.
That was pretty good. But
Argo?
there's probably, I could probably count the movies I really like him in on one hand.
Like his characters were really good at the beginning, and I don't know what happened. But maybe too much money was thrown at him with Armageddon. And then he just played this pretty boy thing with Gigi and all those shitty movies. It's like what happened to Matthew McConaughey. Like he was a legit actor, and then all of a sudden...
he's turned around, though, and come back to, like, he's done some amazing movies.
Yeah, he's made amazing movies. Like, he got tired of playing the I don't wear my shirt
I'm gonna try again.
Yeah, I'm going to work at my craft instead of just get $20 million for playing the same character over and over. So that's why I'm interested in seeing Ben play Batman. Is that I do think, and he's directed films. Like he's been in different.
Yeah, I feel if he wants to, he can do a really good job. So
yeah, Ben Affleck, Star Wars, Batman. These are all fictional. I almost think like Star Wars Darth Vader stole Batman's costume in a way.
Kinda. I did see a meme that had Darth Vader and Batman, and it said Darth Vader going, "Are you sure you're not my son?"
There you go. So I think we just did your podcast.
Yeah.
I think we just did a Star Wars podcast. We are going to go ahead and take another break. Billy, thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for listening to the Bill and Joe Show, brought to you by RunDownFun.com. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to the Bill and Joe Show. Whatever.
ReasonableMen.com. ReasonableMen.com. This is the website that you need to go to. You can find them on iTunes, and it's two lawyers, and they talk about everything, and they let you know what to think. I mean, porno versus obscenity. I mean, they take like real life issues, everything that you deal with on a day-to-day basis, and they're having fun with it. So go to reasonablemen.com or search for them on iTunes.
thehempempire.net/podcast. This podcast is called the Sitting in the Desert Podcast. You can find it on iTunes, Stitcher. The podcast comes out twice a week on Monday and Thursday. And they basically talk to interesting people. I want to be on the show. I want to talk to them. It's an interesting outlook on life in and of itself. And it's a great show. Thehempempire.net. Fat to stacked. Now, we all want to go to the gym. We all want to work out. It's hard. It takes time and effort to be able to eat right, to be able to work right. FatToStacked.com is a private in-home training and online coaching website. And you can go there and find an online trainer, or you can call them 602-301-6916. And they have training exercises, they have videos, they've got nutritional facts, they've got everything, they've got testimonials. Work on yourself physically. Like, make sure that your body is right. At FatToStacked.com.
Have a legal problem and need some serious legal advice? Then you're listening to the wrong podcast.
Any facts we say here are probably wrong.
And
any analysis of the law should not be followed.
There you go. Reasonable men are here to take a twisted look at the law.
Stack your hay right.
Learn in hand. Best name in law school.
Check us out on iTunes, reasonablemen.com, or on your favorite podcast app.
Reasonable men are back.
You're listening to the Bill and Joe Show. Whatever.
And welcome back to the Bill and Joe Show. I am joined by Billy again. Thank you for being here tonight, filling
It's
in.
a pleasure.
So we've talked about waiting tables. We've talked about being in the service industry, Star Wars. We've even gone as far as to talk about Ben Affleck. And I come to realize that you are in a movie.
I am. Very
Tell
small
me about
role.
this. All right. No matter how small it is, it doesn't matter. You're in a movie. Tell us about the movie.
It's called Four Color Eulogy. It was shot and made all entirely in St. Louis area, so Missouri, Illinois, all around St. Louis. I got to be a part of it. I knew someone at work who, her son did work with movies and knew someone who needed extras, and they're like, "Oh, come be an extra if you have time." And it's like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I've always been interested in,
Absolutely.
trying to break through into the business and
Sure.
doing all that." And it's like, I would definitely love to do that. And then I find out that where I have to go is at a comic book shop. So I was like, oh, even better. But it was
Comfortable environment.
yeah, we were there all night from like 11 o'clock at night till like 6 in the morning. Stayed up all night. And shot a scene of a comic book signing, your classic comic book signing.
So where are you in this scheme?
I'm-
Are you the
I'm
guy like
basically-
shuffling through comic books in the background?
I'm basically just, there's a scene of us all coming in, letting us all in, and I'm like, oh hey, like we're finally in, and then I think
So
there's
you had a line?
I haven't seen the actual movie, so I don't know how much is made in,
What was your line?
but
what did you say?
the line I did have, I didn't say anything coming in. I just had to look surprised, but
Right.
But they did kind of give me a line when, you're going through line, like the comic book sign, you go up to get your audio,
Sure.
get your comic book signed. And it was a gentleman and then a more attractive lady that was with him. And right before I go up, the director came up to me and like took me aside and